something that makes endurance racing so special is obviously the distance and the time aspect. It's very difficult physically, but also mentally. It's dark, it's light, traffic, there's debris on the track, there's cars all over the place. Just executing in those circumstances for anyone is very difficult. That's what makes a win so emotional. Nothing that's meaningful comes easy, so it's gonna be a good one.
I think it was very important in the first phase of the championship, throughout the first 3 races of the season, to improve the reliability aspect, right? We started with Qatar, we had a few issues there. We went to Imola, we had less issues there, and then we went to Spa, and where the track is very demanding, very high-speed corners, similar to Le Mans.
These days, we have pretty much the same aero package wherever we go. So it used to be that, you know, Spa was a good opportunity to sort of try your low downforce kit. You've obviously got Sector 1 and Sector 3, which are quite long straights, and then Sector 2 is the compromise with all the corners. These days, you know, it's not so much the case, but Spa is the fastest track we go to outside of Le Mans. So yeah, it's definitely a good lead-in. You know, we're doing 330, 340 down the straight, so it's you know, well over 200 miles an hour.
In some areas it's kind of okay, but like the worst is piss path. Oh my god! I was getting 2 wheels on the curb there just to like hook it in. It's just like driving like a GT car, but if I take the normal line, I was literally just like, if I lose a second to the Delta in go on. Every lap.
We can still in Sector 1. Yeah. We are almost there in Sector 2 with Ferrari, and almost there in the last sector.
So you think you've been right?
I think you were far faster than us then, because I was like struggling to get in the 7s. It's 7-7. That was like everything.
No confidence in the rear.
It's not like that initial turning is so direct.
Yeah.
It's like want to go. Like also like on the initial braking, like a go-kart, and then as soon as you kind of have that last phase, it then migrates to the front. It got a lot worse throughout the run as well.
So if we could calm the rear down, hopefully it will bring the front
on that turning, yeah.
I think some places in the middle sector we struggle a little bit on the curbs with compliance. We've still got some work to do in that area. We know it's an area for improvement. I think medium high-speed corners and a pretty smooth track is what we're going to see Valkyrie shine on as the program goes on and as we sort of find our strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, it's obviously been a bit of a tricky weekend for me. I had a bit of a problem with the car and lost control into turn 10, and a couple of seconds later I was going backwards into the wall, which is not the best start to the day. Full credit to the Heart of Racing team and Aston Martin. You know, they've built a strong car and one that, you know, the mechanics put back together in amazing fashion as they always do.
Been a disjointed weekend a little bit. You know, we had a technical problem in FP1, we lost a lot of that. Tom had an off in FP2, so I didn't drive, and then FP3 we had a setup problem, which meant that the car was doing some strange things. You know, unfortunately at this point, you know, there's still little gremlins and things that, you know, trip us up that next year they won't, because it's just a new power of time, you know.
Every race we've done so far, we've really tried to learn, and the progression has been quite a few % up every time we've gone on track. So no matter what, we've always been getting closer to the competition. Already from what we had in the practices and all this, I'm actually quite positive about the base that we have.
I think for the first time we were less than a second away from the top 10 and making it into Hyperpole, which honestly that sounds better than I expected coming in here.
So in quali was really the first time I felt like I had to drive the car and it was doing what I expected it to. And so naturally the first lap was probably a little bit under where it could be. When we went for the second lap, the tyres were already starting to overheat. So yeah, there's probably half a second on the table there, which could have put us ahead of the Toyotas, I think, with a more normal preparation. That's good, but it's also frustrating that we're still qualified 17th. So, but I think we're definitely in the fight this weekend with some of the cars, and I think we can in the race tomorrow we can mix it. We can be racing, and we can hopefully finish ahead of some cars, which would be great.
You know how much it is?
Yeah.
How's it going? How are the knees, mate?
Right.
How are the knees?
How are you?
You good?
Yeah, not bad.
One of you was really fast this morning. What was that all about? Like suddenly turning it up or what?
On one side, you want to make the car more reliable, and on the other side, you want to make the car quicker. You sometimes need to prioritize one over the other. It's very important in the first phase of the championship to improve the reliability aspect.
We worked on some system stuff, we brought some new ideas, new setup things here that have just really helped. So it made a huge difference, the way that the car rotates, the way that the car decelerates, and this is all tweaks and updates, and it's amazing how it helps to find performance. And we're just scratching the surface. So every time we go out and we do 6 hours of running.
Staying on the, let's say, the lead lap and actually seeing the other cars and being with them for multiple laps as well was actually was a good thing, and it's for sure motivating to see that we're not where we want to be for sure, but we're getting closer, and that's the main thing. Obviously, we can keep on saying this and then maybe never make it, but I actually believe that we will make it.
Spa, we were legitimately competing, finished on the lead lap, was in the points until 3 minutes to go, just didn't have enough energy to, had to do a little splash and dash. But, that was the first time I felt where we sort of were on the grid and actually racing others rather than circulating.
You're just trying to make me feel old now, like what my earliest memory is. God, man, that, since 2015 when we finished the first Le Mans, I knew that this was my place to be. And I've not really looked back ever since, to be fair.
Yeah, my earliest memory of Le Mans would go back probably 8 or 9 years old. Le Mans and endurance racing in general was my goal. So I remember watching the 24 hours of Le Mans with my dad, and then him going to bed, wandering back down and turning the TV on with no volume watching. So I wouldn't get in trouble for being awake, but to be here is just something that's so special. Last year was my first one, but to be here again in the top class is just unbelievable. So very fortunate for the opportunity and looking forward to the race.
Certainly from 2007, 8, I've followed the race very, very closely every single year, and yeah, it's crazy to think I've done 11 of them now. Real legends of motorsport, have raced here and won here, and the manufacturers as well, and the whole history behind why people competed at Le Mans, to prove the reliability of their cars and stuff. So it's pretty special that we're, little old me from Exeter is here.
The first time I came here was 10 years ago, and that was where it really kind of kicked in for me that this is where I want to be and be here, every year.
So the fact that we are here, kind of like recreating what I was watching when I was growing up in the higher class with Aston Martin, is just, it still feels like it's not real. I think it will take a while to process.
Yeah, it was exciting, right? To get the cars on track, and basically these cars were born to be here, So to see them roll out on the South track was a very exciting moment, and hear them come past the first time, it was great.
First session and the second session are both good indications of where we are, obviously, and to be as close as we are, it seems like we've definitely made some gains. Either that or the car just seems to suit this place quite well. So yeah, we just keep moving forward. Obviously, our competitors have had 1, 2, or 3 years of experience here with their cars. But I think the progress that we've made and our starting point's very good to give us some encouragement for next year.
I think it's our best ever day, actually. And it's a shame because the timesheet doesn't really reflect it. Didn't really pull the winning number out, but we were still like miles up on our best time, and then it went red flag. GT car spun just up ahead in Porsche curve. So it's a shame, but the main thing is that we know we can see the delta and we can see the time that's in the car.
Come on, Ross, give it the big one.
That in one bit then.
Yeah, it was a good day. Thank you, bye-bye.
Oh no, come on, try out. Cold as ice.
Yeah, so to be at Le Mans for the first time in a hypercar was a bit of an honour today for me. To take 007 out on these very famous roads was a moment I'll remember for a long time. Honestly, the day went pretty well. We had a slow start in the morning, but we then recovered pretty well throughout the day. We learnt a lot, tried different tyre compounds, tried setup options, worked on a bit of driving, a few other things that were essential to tick off, and overall I'm happy with the progress that we made.
Anything that feels different about the car here than where you've driven it everywhere else so far? Anywhere where it feels a little bit better?
I think the track suits the car quite well, actually. Obviously quite a long lap here compared to what we're used to. Very high speeds as well, so it's pretty cool to look down on the steering wheel at the end of the straight and see in excess of sort of 320 kph is quite special. Joining the 200 mile an hour club. So,
first time?
What?
200 mile an hour?
I don't know, knowingly.
Yeah, pretty sure
I've done more on the M1. Joking, I haven't.
I would like that we actually do a pretty decent and strong qualifying. I think that's already a good step, and if we can manage to get top 10 not make any mistakes. And I think that's going to be the main thing for us. Of course, already from what we did in the test day to what we're going to go into this race week now with is nearly a different car again, because we keep on improving. It's always the challenge, and learning everything about what you can do as a driver to the car and actually do it in a performance way is always going to be difficult. But yeah, enjoying being a part of the whole journey.
Putting quite a nice lap on the old tyres, and everyone was sliding around all over the place. You know, it was difficult out there. A lot of people making mistakes, but we kept forwards on the black stuff, which was nice. And it's great to support Marco in Hypercar. He did a mega job. Yeah, good day for Aston.
What an effort from the team. It really came alive in the qualifying. I really enjoyed driving it. It's on this track here at Le Mans in these hypercars. It's such a amazing feeling when you go around here.
Again, more learning with the car and today, final sort of tweaks ahead of the race on Saturday. That's kind of it now. Do you know what I mean? We're into it now, and it's it's crazy how fast the build-up's kind of gone to it. It kind of felt like this time last week the race was ages away, and then before we know it, we're kind of here now. So like I say, reliability's been really good as well on the run up to it. So fingers crossed that stays that way, and we can see the checkered flag, which will be a phenomenal achievement for us in the first go at it.
How was your day?
Yeah, it was a good day. I think we ran through a big, extensive program. The team have worked super hard to, obviously put fresh kit into the car constantly throughout the day. And to be honest, everything has worked very, very well. So in general, I'm still pinching myself that we've got the Valkyrie here, and to see how passionate everybody is about this program and this car and this manufacturer and this team. Really gives me a warm feeling, and I just can't wait to get racing now.
What now before Saturday? What are you going to do?
Well, now I will go and sleep, hopefully for a solid 9 hours, and then tomorrow is all about physio, making sure everything is stretched and ready to go, and in general try and rest as much as I can. There's obviously some media commitments and a few other things to do in the afternoon, but for me, full focus is now on the race.
We have an opportunity, the aura around this program in this car, for the Valkyrie to be a legend of Le Mans over the next 5 or 6 years. And of course, year one is never going to be easy, but I think we can put on a really good result. We can come back, and we can really do some really special things here.
We have a great car, we have a great team, we have no experience, and that's what we are here for. We need the experience, we need to finish the race, and we're gonna build momentum out of that if we achieve it.
yeah, first 3 stints in the Valkyrie around the Mans was a pretty awesome experience. And you know, just looking at the times there, we're like, you know, probably a second off race pace compared to, you know, being in the top 6. So I think that's, you know, not too bad at all. And we've been learning even through that stint with different settings on the electronics and stuff. So I think hopefully we'll just still can get better and better as the race goes on. I'm going to go and have a little massage, little rub down, bit of food, and then shower and try and get my head down. I mean, I'm not going to sleep, but at least if I close my eyes for an hour or so, you know, just try and rest as much as possible, and then should be back in the car about 10:30, 11 tonight.
You know, mid-race we're starting to mix it with some of the established manufacturers there, and I'm like, really? You know, is this true? And the drivers, you know, telling me, you know, this thing's starting to hook up. It's starting to feel really good.
We've had 0 issues so far, so it's been running smoothly. We're still kind of hanging in there, but yeah, we are tired now.
Go and have a sleep.
Yes, please.
I think luck plays a huge part in 24-hour racing, full stop, but especially here with such a unique circuit. For sure, to win here you do need luck, and but also to finish you need luck as well.
We're in the golden era of sports car racing, so yeah, it's pretty wild to be right in the mix. And you're happy that everyone's happy to finish, but then at the same time I'm like, I just want to get back to work immediately. You know?
We do this sport because we are passionate about it, and we love it and we enjoy it. And today really reminded me once again why I am a racing driver, and that's because I just love this sport so much.
Still pretty fun, even though we're in the trenches, just fighting for our lives, just to get the thing to the finish. Those last 10 minutes, that's where the nerves are.
We got the result that we wanted. Both cars across the line, both cars in the top 15. I think it's a really good job done, both the driving and the team standpoint. I don't think there was any mistakes at all from either party. So yeah, just very, very happy. We seem to have executed all of our targets throughout the year. So I had hope that it would be the same today, and here we are.
So much to everybody at Aston Martin, the heart of racing. Ian James, Gabe Newell, my teammates, the 009, everybody, just incredible job by everyone to get 2 cars to the finish. That was our #1 target. We completed that with flying colours.
It's another milestone for the program, but it's a very, very significant one. It's one thing doing a 24-hour test, it's another thing doing it in front of 400,000 people and live all around the world. So I think it's a huge question mark that's been ticked. We could do something really special with this car. You know, there's not many programs that have the same sort of aura that this one does. I think we have a really good platform and base of a car for it to be a legend of this track and of this era.
You're an Aston Martin fan now. You ready to go home, or do you want to stay at Le Mans forever?
And wants to stay here forever.
A real pleasure to drive out there today. I still want the race to end, even though it's been going on for 24 hours. Looking forward to building on that, coming back next year, and yeah, hopefully challenging for an even better result.
As a team, we can really be proud of what we've achieved. There's many that come here and they never really finish Le Mans, and we actually finished.
not in the most competitive way, but we were at least there in some areas of the race. So all in all, I'm quite happy, and I'm actually just proud of the boys and girls in the team.